In 93, 94, when I came to Oshkosh, a friend of mine, Greg Blanchett, accompanied me, and he drags me over to the Mustangs, and he's telling me what body parts he would give away to own one. And I said, well, I don't know about giving away these body parts, but it's a nice airplane. A couple of years later, there was a TV show about Daryl Grinemeyer trying to retrieve a B-29 out of Alaska. Unfortunately, that attempt failed, but during the show, I thought, how cool is this? The fun of taking a wrecked airplane and bringing it back to life. And so that started my search, looking for a project. So a friend of mine introduced me to a gentleman that had a lot of Mustang stuff. So I bought that project, and with the second airplane, I sought the advice of a historian and book writer, Sam Socks. And Sam came up with Bill Pattillo as Sweet and Lovely. The twin brothers were both aces. Bill was a POW for about 3 to 4 weeks. Patton came through, freed him. He went back to his unit. They assigned him another P-51. He finished the tour. After the war, he fought in Korea, Vietnam, and the twin brothers and 3 other gentlemen started the Thunderbirds flying demonstration team that we see today. Of course, I called Bill and to ask his permission. You know, it was his airplane, he named it, and I didn't think it'd be appropriate just to go off and do something without his permission. And of course, he was just completely, you know, in joy that somebody was going to recognize him with this airplane. Finished the airplane in '03, brought it to Oshkosh, won Best Fighter. The next year brought it up, won Grand Champion with it. The year after brought it back and won Returning Grand Champion. About that time, a gentleman in England was calling me, wanted me to buy his project. He had some financial problems, and so I went to England and bought the project, and you know, upon coming home, everybody said, well, what are you going to name it? And I said, well, it's obvious, the twin brothers. You know, it's going to be Buck Pattillo's airplane, Little Rebel. And that's where Little Rebel came from. And of course, Buck really enjoyed that because I think he felt maybe a little left out on the first one. Both planes, when I found them, were basically in boxes, well shaken, and some even crunched. So every part had to be, you know, either repaired or find a replacement, make a replacement. So if you look at this airplane, you can't tell if it was made today or made 60 years ago. In Columbus, Ohio, at the Mustang gathering they had in September of '07. Bill and Buck Pattillo came to that gathering of Mustangs, and this was the first time for Bill to see his aircraft. The amazing thing is, at the time he was 83 years old, he walked up to the back of the airplane, and there's a handhold here on the side of the fuselage. He did not look for it. He reached for it. He knew it was there, put his leg up 2.5 feet onto the, what they call the elephant ear flap, and pulled himself up onto the wing just like he was 20 years old. It was amazing. Meeting the Pattillos and having the Pattillos here today was very emotional. One of the real emotional parts, I had a picture taken in 1944-45 of the 2 brothers standing next to Little Rebel. Today, the reenactors loaned us the equipment, and we put the equipment back on the pilots 65 years later, exactly like they would have worn, and we recreated that picture. That was emotional.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Cirrus Design's Vision SJ50 single-engine personal jet offers exceptional fuel efficiency, flexible seating for up to 7, advanced avionics, and all the Cirrus safety features you expect, including the Cirrus airframe parachute system. With its V-tail design, the Cirrus Vision is technologically advanced, yet engineered to be simple to fly, to allow owner pilots more lifestyle pursuits than any other personal aircraft. Learn more about the Vision SJ50 at cirrusdesign.com.